She has been robbed of her whole adult life. It just is so unfair.
1 minute, I'd messaged her a few days before and she was alive, and then that night she was in hospital full of tubes and dying.
There appears to be a core of drivers who are so arrogant and entitled that they don't think the rules of the road apply to them. Amy was my youngest. She was stubborn, independent, bit crazy, but kind and funny, and just absolutely lit up all our lives. We loved her to bits.
Amy was genuinely the most annoying person I've ever met, and it's really important to me to say that, because she loved being the most annoying person in my life. She had a lot of energy, a lot of ideas. She always wanted to be doing something completely wild, and every other week you wouldn't know what she planned to do next. I think the last time we spoke before she died, she'd planned out this lovely trip to take her little 125 bike across the Middle East, across Syria. She wanted to go and so that sort of encapsulates Amy as a person, just absolutely wild.
She'd been riding since childhood. She'd been riding off-road. She was saving up for a bigger bike and working up to taking her Mod 2, I think.
I sort of talk about her a lot and portray her as this kind of mad spirit and a bit wild, but as a biker she was very sensible. She wore all the right gear. She's been around bikes her whole life and knew the importance of being safe on them, and especially around where we live, the rural roads.
It was a Sunday in November, and Amy had a habit of visiting friends in Holbeach. They played Dungeons & Dragons, D&D, for the afternoon. That particular day, I knew that fog was forecast and had seen that it was starting to get foggy, and I'd messaged her saying, "Be careful, let me know when you get home." When I sent the message, it had already happened. I didn't know she was already fighting for her life. And she tried to do the sensible thing and leave earlier because the weather was deteriorating.
As she headed down the road in the fog, a car coming in the opposite direction overtook another car that was driving very sensibly to the conditions as they should have been, because you can see the CCTV footage of the fog and it is so dense. It made no sense to overtake there. And the car overtook and hit Amy head on. She would have had no chance to stop what was happening.
She was thrown, I think, about 60 yards down the road. Her injuries were extensive. Her bike was embedded in the car. Her rucksack was found 20 feet up a tree.
We've seen the pictures of it all. It's absolutely horrifying knowing that a person's body went through that.
We understand that the driver did go and approached her, said something to her, and then was on the phone asking to be picked up, and then he just disappeared. The first driver that was being overtaken went to help her. There's just one cottage along that stretch of road, and the resident there, he came out to help her, and then another couple of drivers came along and stopped to help her. So we are massively grateful to them that she was not alone, that they were looking after her.
The paramedic response was really quick and all the emergency response was amazing. But there was a short period of time before any of them arrived that these poor people were left with a very, a devastatingly injured young woman with no idea what to do. And they brought her blankets and they did what they could for her. And they're just normal people as well. And that is really, really important to us, that those people who, I can't imagine what that night must have been like for them, did not deserve to have to go through that kind of trauma.
The paramedics, the emergency responders, they fought with everything they had to save her. They the first responder knew that she was bleeding catastrophically, and he knew that she was going to go into cardiac arrest. But they made sure very quickly that a doctor was on the way with blood, because that was what she needed. And he was right, she went into cardiac arrest, and they managed to keep her alive until the doctor turned up with blood, and they managed to get her back with that, and they managed to get her into an ambulance alive, but only just. They did get her to hospital alive. That meant, as a family, we were able to spend time with her before we lost her. They took her into surgery and they tried, again, everything they could to save her, but the damage was just too great. As well as broken limbs, she had massive pelvic injuries that were just not survivable.
Telling my daughter about Amy dying, I'll never forget that conversation. And I had just this crushing guilt that I need to introduce my, at the time, 5-year-old to the concept of death properly, and that her Auntie Amy, who she loved to pieces, has died and you'll never see her again. And
there's just this big hole now where Amy should be. I keep going. I have family to care for. I need to go to work. Grief doesn't pay the bills. But she's never far from my thoughts.
The ongoing impact of losing Amy, it's huge, and it's so vast across different areas of your life, and it changes as time goes on as well. To start with, it was just shock, and how do I put one foot in front of the other and keep going? And another part of it is trying to not find meaning in it, but do something with it to make it matter. And you know, we've got this drive to keep doing campaigns like this, but people just need to drive better and not make decisions that can cost people their lives.
I can go along for a while being kind of numb and coping, but then every now and again I still get this feeling of just despair and this sickness in the pit of my stomach, like somebody's just kicked me, that this is real, she's really not coming back.
I miss my sister so much, and don't get me wrong, you'd never have caught me telling her that. You wouldn't admit that to your siblings, but the ongoing impact really is just a huge sadness and a huge hole that my life carries on around that. But that part of it is gone, and I can never have that back, and it's not right that that's in the past.
It would have been incredible to see where she would have ended up in life, because she had so many mad ideas.
I want Amy's legacy to be that somebody takes a moment and thinks, what happened to her, you could so easily cause to happen to someone else. You take that chance and Amy could be coming in the other direction. Somebody's Amy, your Amy, could be coming in that direction. And then that's it. That's somebody's life over. That's your whole life changed as well.
There's always going to be those around, the ones who don't think the rules apply to them, who just drive any which way they want to. But there are also lots of everyday people living everyday lives, well-meaning, hard-working people who, once they get in their car, seem to develop an almost territorial attitude to the roads, that they have the right to be where they need to get as quickly as they need to, and this impatience takes over. And I just wish people would take a deep breath, step back and think, is it worth it? Do I really need to be there 30 seconds quicker? Is it worth risking that overtake when you can't see what's coming? Whether there's a bend or a bridge or the visibility is not great, it's not worth it. That could be your child, that could be your partner, your friend that is killed or severely injured.